bloody hung up on.
Well, kia ora koutou katoa everyone. Welcome in here to English Park for this Reta Fitzpatrick Cup semi-final here between Cashmere Technical in their classic yellow and green and Selwyn United in the blue and black. I'm Sam Coughlin. I'm joined here by Craig Croft. Craig, good to have you along for this one.
Yeah, excited to be here. I love a bit of Morrison Mitsubishi Cup football, and this one is a real interesting one, isn't it? With between Cashmere Technical from the Women's South Island League, sitting up there in third place, the top Canterbury side in it, and a real good test for the top of the New World Women Premiership in Selwyn United. So I love these ones where you get one of the teams gets to challenge themselves against a team from another league, and that's what cup football's all about, isn't it?
There's nothing better than two teams who, they haven't met each other all year, they don't know anything about each other. On paper, Tech have to be the favourites, but you never know. Selwyn could cause an upset. They beat Hallswell United, who do play in that Women's South Island League. They beat them 2-1 in the quarterfinals of the Reta Fitzpatrick Cup. Well, Tech beat Ferrymead Bays 8-2. Bays also play in the Premiership Selwyn's League, although they're a little bit further down. It should be a real interesting game and a good chance for Selwyn to sort of prove themselves again against top-tier opposition.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's good stuff for when you're in that position that Selwyn United are in. There's nothing to lose. And cup football can be, a wee bit cruel at times to teams that fancy themselves. Not that I'm suggesting Cashmere do, but they'll want to be careful and they'll know to be. Interesting to see Shane Verma's back under the hood there with Cashmere Technical. So coming back from after having a bit of a break, retiring from it last year, but back in now for this stage of the season. And Eleanor Koschel will be in charge of her girls from Selwyn United. Officials today, you see Simon Yeldon. He'll be assisted by Nathan Cottam and Tate Yang. So sitting out there in their pink. We've got no fourth official again, Sam, so we're going to have our eyes peeled when those subs are needed, and I'm sure both sides will look to use their benches.
Well, Tech in particular have a very strong bench, the likes of Kate Loy on the bench, Dasha Kogan, Lara Wall is the big name, the Wellington Phoenix fullback, back playing for Cashmere Technical during the A-League Women's off-season. Rebecca Lake is another, she starts at centre-back tonight for Tech.
Yes, I wonder how much football she's seen since she's on the road for recovery. But we're underway. Let's enjoy it.
Yeah. Watch closely out of play there. So an early throw-in for Selwyn, a chance for them to either try and put their foot on the ball, keep a little bit of possession, or they might choose to do the classic tactic for lower tier teams against higher opposition, hoof it long, hope for the second ball, hit them on the counter.
I think we see them set up here, one really high, that's in captain Emily Andrew. I'm sure she'll want to work hard up top, staying as high as she possibly can to give it that exit point.
Tech have won it back early here as it comes out now for Pelham. Down the line looking for Luxton. She will get there first. Trying to cut back onto her right foot. Goes down and does win the free kick. So
no, missed the linesman here, Sam, and I think a lot of the players did too. He had his flag out for a goal kick, so just must have crossed the line over there.
You've got better eyes than me, Craig.
I can just see around the pillars here at the Steve Sumner stand.
So in trying to build out from the back, but Tech have it back now. It comes out wide for Wilson. Forward for Stefan. Tackle comes in well by Paul. But it's the first corner of the game for Cashmere Technical, and first real good chance for them, only a few minutes in.
Yeah, well, they're powerful from set plays, usually Cashmere Technical. A few, as we mentioned earlier, the firepower on the bench is quite strong. We'll have to see. Looks like we've got Saskia Pelham comes up to put this one in.
Cleared away well by Higuchi, and now potentially a chance for Selwyn to get something on the break as Andrew lumps it long. Mopped up well at the back though by Cashmere. Now here's Lake. Back across for Fisher. Twisting, turning, gets past Andrew and plays it out towards the wing, looking for Luxton. Bombed forward, trying to get on the end of it. It was Brew and cleared away well. Ball comes through again, an early chance for Cashmere Technical, hooked out of play for another corner.
What can be a challenge here for Cashmere Technical? You know, they'll play a lot of their games in good contests, so teams play back at you, which creates a bit of space. Whereas in the cup game like this, and Selwyn they're probably going to want to stay in this game as long as they possibly can. So that provides a different sort of challenge for a team that might be used to having a bit of space to work in. We'll see how they go.
Corner comes in, whipped in towards the front post, palmed away by Irwin, and she does gather it up really well. Confident claim from Jasmine Irwin, and a chance for Selwyn now has Warman streaking away. Has options away to the left, goes right instead. Andrew doesn't win the first ball. And Selwyn with it now. Through Fitchett. It's clashing with Luxton, and it is the Cashmere player who comes out on top. Andrew had it for a second there, but it's back now for Lake at the back for Cashmere. Driving forward, Rebecca Lake, ball over the top, looking for Harrison behind. Irwin does really well to come out and split that and just smash it out for a throw-in.
Incredibly well done there from the keeper. It really looked tantalisingly close to being a delightful through ball, didn't it? And I think it's one of the things we got to miss a wee bit last summer, seeing Rebecca Lake ply her trade for the Wellington Phoenix. She had a great debut season, and unfortunately the injury came along and hampered her way, so I wish her all the best in recovery, and hopefully she can get a bit more A-League experience this year.
Yeah, she's played the last few games for Technical in the Women's South Island League, so seems to hopefully be back to full fitness.
Might be a hard side to get into, the Wellington Phoenix women's side.
Oh, at centre back especially, and she doesn't have a contract for the upcoming season, so she's one that will be looking to push her case for one of 2 or 3 spots left remaining on that roster potentially. She's given herself every chance to do so with a number of good performances, alongside of course her Phoenix teammates Lara Wall on the bench today, and Annalie Longo, who is in the dugout but only in an assistant coach role tonight.
Well, I'm a bit disappointed with the crowd. Obviously everybody's at home listening to us, tuning in, so good to have you involved, and maybe there might be a few more people join us later on here in the Steve Sumner Stand, but that's probably one of the lower turnouts for a while.
Well, every positive Selwyn action so far has been met with resounding cheers, so it seems to be a good Selwyn contingent, and hopefully they'll be hoping their side can stay in the fight nicely. They've looked all right so far. Not much has happened between the two sides. Tech with the majority of the ball and territory, but not too many chances to come from it as it comes out now for Wilson. And Paul got in well there.
So far, it's been good shape from Selwyn. They've kept a good structure. That's really has challenged Cashmere Technical so far.
Gucci winning that one, bombing it forward. Lake having to get after it is giving chase with Madeline Powell. Lake going back to keeper Freya Herdman and receiving it back from her. Now driving forward again here, Rebecca Lake. Is Wilson. Forward up the line, looking for the run there of Stefan, but nothing doing as it's out of play for a throw.
Well, of course, later on in the year we've got the Women's National League, which a few of these Cashmere girls will have their eye on being selected for. There'll be a combined side of ladies coming together for a bit of Canterbury Pride action. There'll be a few places to play for. I'm sure Shane Verma will be coaching that side, of course, so a few hands might get put up, and who knows, maybe even some of these Selwyn girls could get themselves involved. Of course, there'll be a senior women's side as well as a youth side, so looking forward to that happening over the summer.
Well, one who has impressed me so far this season from what I have seen of Selwyn is number 13, the left winger Madeline Powell. I believe she's just 15 or 16 years of age, has scored a couple of goals already this season. Selwyn coming forward now is Emily Andrew, driving forward up against Lake. Andrew staying on her right foot, look to get the cross across. Cleared away now for Higuchi. And tried to either wrap her foot around it for a shot or swing it wide for Powell.
First shot on target though.
Take it.
Take it. We're a bit optimistic though from that sort of area with all the body weight going away from goal.
But it is a reminder that Selwyn are going to be good on the counter-attack as Tech bomb forward. They're going to leave some space in behind.
Be good to see the intent.
Yeah.
And when you don't have, not going to get you're probably banking that you're not going to get too many options. Try to make in the most of them, and that definitely was.
Series of throw-ins here for Tech as they work their way up the field. Will be Pelham heading forward to take this one. In the corner now, Luxton out of play for another goal kick. Lining up here, Patterson lofts it out towards Powell on the left wing. Tackle comes in nicely though by Wilson. And bombing forward is Stefan. Crosses into the box. Harris is after it. Hacked away by Selwyn. Only as far as on the edge of the box was Roberts who had a dig. And there's Harris' first goal for Cashmere Technical.
Well, it was a determined effort from Cashmere Technical, wasn't it? They had one cross, there was a clearance, it got put back in, not cleared, but the pressure in there from Harris was determined and reaped the rewards.
Well, they never gave up on that attack, did Cashmere Technical. Selwyn half-heartedly got it away a couple of times, never managed to fully clear their lines, and Katie Harris was there to poke home when she had to.
Well, that's a great start for the Shane Verma coach side. Let's hope that the resilience that Selwyn have shown, maybe don't allow disappointment of a goal to stop what they're doing. They just got to keep at it.
Gucci's scrapping well in that midfield. Robert clears it away. Now Luxton still going. Coming back onto her right foot, lays it off well for Robert. And wide now is Wilson. On the left foot, played into the box, cleared away by Patterson.
Well, I hope that hasn't damaged the coffee cart. We might be ready for a half-time coffee. But that one well cleared in the end.
With the throw. Back for Roberts and out of play off Higuchi, so another throw in there for the Cashmere Technical. Wilson back again for Roberts. Goes back for Lake. Lake coming forward and trying to put a ball in behind. It's well cleared away again by Irwin, who alleviates the pressure temporarily as Cashmere have it back now through Pelham. And another throw in coming up for Cashmere.
Just obviously Cashmere Technical are the defending champions of this Morrison Mitsubishi Reta Fitzpatrick Cup. So just having a wee think back to the last year's final. I don't know how many of these Cashmere girls are actually part of it. It's a very new look side.
Yes, it is, and it's potentially a good chance for some of these girls to win the competition. For the first time, having not been involved last year, it's good experience for them. Scrapping in there is Harris. Lays it back for Lake. Now Roberts away for Fisher. Swung wide for Pelham. Scrapping well in that midfield is, I believe it might have been Higuchi there. Warman tries to win it back, but Selwyn do have it. But Andrew unable to bring that one under control forward for Lake. Now Roberts. Higuchi mops up in midfield and gets it forward. Selwyn with a little chance to do something. Andrew is after this one, but just runs out of play. Lake now.
We've just had our assistant have a wee look at that facts from last year. Only 5 players. 2 of them are on the bench who were featured in the final last year for Cashmere Technical, so very new look.
Yeah, well, it is good to see. Even when you make a bunch of changes, you can still be competitive. As Warman comes away up this right-hand side now for Selwyn. Didn't have options in the box though. Andrew made the run on almost under her to the edge of the box, but no one pushing forward on the back shoulder of the defenders. Tech able to come away with it.
Well, they wait and see who will face UC football, Universities of Canterbury. They had a 6-0 win against NW United in the other semi-final a couple of weeks ago. They have the Southern Women's South Island League team, so I'll be watching this one, no doubt.
Yeah, on paper at least, they'll be hoping for arguably the easier opposition in Selwyn, although if they were to cause that upset, that would be one heck of a result and a real statement.
And of course we've got Cashmere Technical have got us remain in all competitions coming up. They've got the Phoenix Reserves in the Kate Shepherd Cup, so good luck to them for that one. And it's a semi-final action in a couple of weeks for them, so no doubt some of these players are going to have to keep putting their hand up to be selected for those games that can really create memories, create experiences that you want to be part of as a footballer.
And it is a trip up to Wellington for Cashmere for that, which is always tricky. It's a long away day. You hop on a plane first thing in the morning. You're sitting down for an hour or so, plus being in the airport.
That's the kind of experiences you want, isn't it? You can make a break here, and a real challenge for them.
Yes. But they'll get a lot out of it, and it's trips like those can serve as a real bonding moment for the team. It's an opportunity to spend a lot of time together and really forge those connections.
This is part of it, isn't it? The cup semi-finals like this, to put your hand up, to be involved in such things.
Roberts, nice ball through for Stephen, who clashes well with Cowan and wins it back. Stephen into the box, half cleared away. Here's Harris, getting in there well.
Touch just let it down there, Harris. A better touch might have just presented that another opportunity for it, a double total for the game. And well pounced on by the defence.
It was good compact defending from Selwyn. They seem to know their roles really well, where they need to be in that defensive shape. Tech with another chance to try and get into the box. Swung in, but only as far as keeper Irwin, who is more than happy to see that one roll into her gloves and alleviate a little bit of pressure.
Katie Harris has done well. She shows she's hungry for the ball. She wasn't far away from being on the end of that one. I'm sure she'll keep amongst the chances today.
It's what you want to see in a striker. As Selwyn win it back here. Chance now for Powell to break up against Lake. And I think it's unlucky for Madeline Powell that she was up against Wellington Phoenix centre back in Lake.
Well, she had to show her class there to Lake. She was put under a bit of pressure by a square ball.
And those it can be the risks of playing a short game. As one wayward pass and you're right on it. As Tech coming forward now and just not quite able to bring it under control there was Stefan. But Selwyn have well and truly had their chances on the break. There have been a couple of balls into Emily Andrew. Powell had that opportunity there. You sense that'll be where Selwyn's opportunities lie, as either mistakes from Cashmere playing out from the back or opportunities to hit them on the counter. If they can stay nice and compact defensively and have, as Tech pour more and more bodies forward, they'll leave more and more space in behind. As Cowan does
That's
well.
the real challenge for Selwyn here. Unfortunately, with that early goal, they're going to have to risk something at some stage, aren't they? But it's not this time of the game. If they can keep half time, keep competitive, keep boxing it out.
Stefan gets that ball in. Cleared away now. Back into the middle of the box. Gucci tries to clear it. Roberts does well to win it back, but another chance for Selwyn is Warman on it now. Katie Warman gets that ball through. Andrews after this one. She has Lake bearing down on her. Here's Emily Andrew for Selwyn. Gets it onto the right boot, and Lake with a timely block, and Herdman regathers that one. It's Wilson now. Tech at the wrong end of the field, but with the ball, and Selwyn not too keen to press in opportunities like this.
They're asking a lot of Emily Andrews up there at the moment, Selwyn. But, as I said, saying they've just got to stay in the game as long as they can, keep that limited, and then, once you get through that last 20 minutes, maybe that's when you can take some risks and maybe look to overload things a wee bit higher up the pitch to create chances.
Well, the key is not letting the game get away from them in the first half. If you can go in with a 1-goal deficit, that's fine. 2 goals is arguably all right. Anything more than 3 will be a really tough ask, but they might look to create something. As Warman coming forward now. Andrew in behind, but she was offside. Just didn't quite time her run well, Emily Andrew. And
well, that was well done by the central defence, and the wisdom there of Kate Taylor, just sensing the opportunity to pull off, stop the run, allow Emily Andrew just to wander into that offside pit area, and cleverly done. Great defending.
Kate Taylor, Craig, I think you're thinking a few years ago for that one.
Show me age there.
Roberts on the ball for Tech. Back now for Fisher. Looking forward, swings it wide for Luxton. Roberts leaves it for Lake. Carrying into the final third, Rebecca Lake. Still on it. Gets her pass away well for Kate Rue, who has a go from outside the box, and it's well held by Irwin in goal. And that's the type of play that Tech need to be doing more of. Little 1-2s, short passes. You don't need to overcomplicate things.
Yeah, Brew did well there to create herself some space and room to get a free hit in there, and she'll be a wee bit disappointed she could only just pick out the keeper rather than the top bins. But nice effort to get into that sort of range.
Cowan found herself in a little bit of strife at the back there, and it's opened the door for Cashmere Technical again. Wilson with the throw. Well recovered by Cowan. She smashes it away. Gucci getting on the end of it. Fisher does well to cut out that ball and to Andrew. Now Wilson. Stefan down the line. Wilson with the overload, does well. Cuts it back. hacked away by Higuchi for a corner.
There was some tidy play, good overlapping run, really exploiting the space in behind the defence there, and it took some desperate defending in there from Selwyn to take away that opportunity.
I believe it'll be, looks like Luxton. He'll take this corner, swung in towards the edge of the box, touchdown and hacked away by Warman. Lofted back in, and Irwin calls for it and comfortably claims. Well, she's impressed me so far as Jasmine Irwin in the Selwyn United goal. She's confident coming off her line, swept a couple of times.
I think that all pink get-up she's wearing has really been attractive to the ball, isn't it? Cashmere haven't been able to find her with her shots each time so far.
There is a rumour apparently that brighter goalkeeper kits do look to her shot straight at them more often. There's a lovely ball in behind.
I've got a great theory on that, Sam. I'll leave you with it soon.
Shot comes across and just over, or just wide rather, and in fact it will roll out for a throw-in. But it's the opportunity of the match so far for Selwyn. Looks like it was Daisy Fitchett coming forward from right back who got on the end of that one. Her shot almost turned into a cross as it went across the face of goal. But in Selwyn, again, hitting Cashmere on the break. Every single time they've done that, they've managed to fashion half an opportunity as Irwin's off her line well again.
Well,
gathers a through ball.
I've been trying to kit my Masters team out in complete goalkeepers' jerseys, so then our passes will go to each other. Rather, that's that bright shirt philosophy that you have there. I totally agree with.
Some of the best games that I've played in goal have been while wearing a bright yellow shirt, so it looks ugly, but it might be effective. A little bit of pinball in the box and watched out of play well for a throw-in.
Oh, it's just one of those great football theories that exist out there. One of the teams wearing red, back a couple of decades ago, everyone thought that if you wore red, you'd win.
Doesn't seem to be holding true.
Not for Arsenal.
Manchester United these days.
For Arsenal, which is great. Great turn.
Good turn by Harris. Irwin with a fantastic stop, and it's hacked away well by Hawkins. And Warman gathers this one, or no, she doesn't. Can't quite get there, but another fantastic piece of goalkeeping by Jasmine Irwin.
She's been the real contributing factor of this game so far. It's provided a great stop and great backup for her Selwyn side.
As Luxton tried to get her cross in, but couldn't get there before it went out of play. So another goal kick for Selwyn, who just need to try and get it as far away from this end of the field as possible. Played out. They go short for Cowan. Now Paul does well to skip past Stefan. Paul up the line looking for the run of Higuchi. Mate got there first and happy to go back to keeper Herdman. It almost felt too easy for Selwyn. One pass at the back, bomb it up the line, and you have a chance to try and get forward. Stefan beats Powell to it and beats Paul to it as well. Loose pass forward though by Hawkins. And Cashmere will just sit on it again. Lake goes left for Fisher. And now Pelham. Often forward up the line. Harris gets on the end of this one and plays it around the corner for Luxton. Poked back for Pelham. Swung into the box. And Irwin came forward. Collected it in the end after a little fumble. She would have wanted that one to stick nicely in the gloves.
Well, not a bad little option there, rather than attacking from around the back, maybe just going through to the midfield. It wasn't far away. But, delivery just really favoured the keeper in the end.
Well, with how Irwin is looking to play in goal, she's looking to sweep almost every ball that comes over the defence. So Tech will need to weight their through balls really nicely. If you can get it good, you can catch the keeper out, coming for one that isn't possible. She's got confidence so far as Irwin is now. Stefan flicks it round for Wilson. And a little bit of space. Paul coming across to cover her off. Olivia Wilson. Short now. Gets it back for Roberts. Lofted into the box. And it's Brew. And it's a second goal. In fact, it wasn't Brew. I believe it might have been Katie Harris or potentially Annika Lomax. No matter, it's in the back of the net and it's the second goal for Cashmere Technical.
Once again, it was a space was found down this right-hand side, but they chose to bring it back and then attack from a different angle, which really caught them out. And it was a fine bit of control, and in the end, absolutely outstanding finish also. Really gave no chance to Irwin in goal.
No, it was a composed finish, and once you're that close one-on-one with the keeper, if you hit it as hard as possible on target, there's not much most keepers are going to be able to do.
Well, it was a composed finish, wasn't it? It wasn't just slammed out. It was well connected. Never really rushed it. Had to wait for it a wee bit as it fell into range, and then it was an outstanding finish.
Powerful composed finishes. Hawkins tries to loft this one forward for her striker, but Cashmere win it back. Now Stefan. It's a little bit of space starting to open up as this game now 2-0. Stefan down the line. Harris has made that run. Trying to play it into the box. Doing really well though was Patterson. She gets it away for Paul. Under a lot of pressure on her own goal line, Olivia Paul. And just loses possession out of play for a throw-in. Almost right on the corner flag for Cashmere. Here is Luxton. Clipped, but gets her cross in. Rebounded away off, I think, Harris.
That was Lomax, I think, just threw a hip at it. Tried to give it the wee side shuffle to get it towards goal, but couldn't do so.
It's a unique way to score off the hip. I can't say I've seen that one before.
Yeah, it's another wee goal for most players out there. Can you score with all parts of your body over your career? Hip is one that would be a hard one to get.
I'm just trying to score with my right foot first. Nice little interplay here by Selwyn, and it comes back for Fitchett, who watches it out of play, deflected off Luxton that was, and it will be a throw-in for Daisy Fitchett. Goes up the line, Warman can't quite bring it under control. Scrapping well, wins it back. Andrew vying with Fisher. And Warman tried to get in, Fisher still going. Driving up this left-hand side, now here's Luxton. Gets her cross in. Harris couldn't take it towards goal, had to go away in the end. And Selwyn do win the throw. So good defence from Selwyn to repel another Cashmere attack. They've been up against it for the majority of this opening half hour, haven't they?
They certainly have, yeah. It's been half an hour into the game now, and from a Cashmere technical point of view, they'll be comfortable and happy with this result as it stands. But I don't think you'd be terribly unhappy as a Selwyn outfit as well. You know, they knew they're going to be up against it. They've been able to create some chances, and here might be another one.
Andrew coming forward now, flick forward. Just too wide for Warman to try and get on the end of. But that's a good little play from Selwyn in that midfield as Higuchi found Andrew. Andrew dropped deep. Warman made the run in behind. Good movement from the front few players, trying to fashion some opportunities rather than just hit and hope up the line. There's Wilson now in some space. Powell getting well back.
That's one of the features of a game between the leagues, if you like. You know, with one team.
Luxton fashions a bit of space, cuts it back, cleared away well by Selwyn, and it'll trickle out of play for a throw-in.
When you're playing between the leagues, it often isn't just the skill and everything. It can be fitness. You got week in, week out tough games in the top leagues. You've build a bit of fitness up, and you're used to that intensity of the competition. When you're playing in a lower league, you're not having that week in, week out, so the pace of the game can really test.
And you see it a lot in a lot of cup games between teams between the divisions. They hold out for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, however long. Fitness catches up with them towards the end. Naturally, players in a higher division, on average, better players, more fit players. It's a tough ask for Selwyn if they're to last the 90 minutes. And obviously a couple of goals down already, although they have put in a good showing so far as it comes back for Lily Fisher. And now Lake on it. Driving forward, Andrew trying to put her under pressure. Stefan trying to skip past Paul, does so. Cut out well and cleared well by Higuchi, but only as far as Fisher.
Got this high press from Cashmere Technical, everybody in this final third, so they try to weave some passes together.
And it's where the opportunities can come from. Almost every single player, apart from goalkeeper Freya Herdman, was inside the Selwyn United third. Potentially you look at leaving a striker up right on that halfway line. She's onside, of course. Hope the defence forgets about her. I've seen it happen. They're scrapping well as Paul there to get it away. Only as far as Wilson. Knocked down by Patterson. And now here's Brew onto her left foot and finds the bottom corner.
A fine finish there from Katie Brew. She found herself an acre of space. It was about to throw a nice little bit of appreciation of the way that Cashmere are starting to play the ball into the space. See, and on that occasion, it was in front of Brew. She got herself in with plenty of space to look at and was able to pick spot out nicely.
Oh, it was a lovely finish as well on her left foot. Just found that bottom corner. Irwin couldn't get there. Those are tough stops to make, especially when you have a player shaping like that and it goes to the near post. Most would try and wrap it into the far post. Brew did well to pick her spot and find that bottom right corner. Lake regathers this through ball. Nice 1-2 with Wilson. Now Fisher. Pelham. Ball through. I think it was Lomax who'd made that run, but Irwin did well getting off her line to stop it. Lining up for the long kick here is Irwin. Out towards Warman on the right touchline. Just a little bit too much on it for the right winger. Cut out well again there by Fitcher. Pelham again with the throw. Up the line for Luxton, who lays it back. Coming forward was, I think, Katie Brew again on the left side of that Cashmere Technical midfield three. Selwyn blasted clear and it rebounds off Brew and out for a goal kick.
When talking to Coach Shane Verma there before the game, just to sort of get an idea of how they were playing, he was sort of suggesting that there might be a wee bit of flexibility in and around the positions that he had his units playing in.
As Irwin gathers that cross into the box well.
So it'll be interesting to see if, as the game goes on, we might see Brew and Roberts changing. And maybe even with exchanging with Lomax and Harris. We've seen a wee bit there. Harris has come to where Lomax has gone through. Real hard, makes it real difficult life for the defence.
It does, and I think what we've seen so far has been Roberts tending to play more of that deeper midfield role, more of a traditional number 6. With Brew on one side and Lomax on the other, is more 8/10s roaming forward a little bit, looking to pick gaps in that midfield, and the gap between Selwyn's defensive line and that midfield is a chance for Luxton to swing in another corner.
Well, I think, with Selwyn looking to be, we'll see this corner play out.
As Luxton Whipped in towards the edge. Half cleared away. And having a go was Lomax. A little bit of pinball. Irwin comes out to pick that one up.
Well, with a structured lineup that Selwyn are putting out there, you know, as they try to form themselves into a solid defensive unit, if they can find those space between the lines, create some confusion amongst, if Cashmere create some confusion amongst around the lines, you know, they were going to really open this defence up.
Now here is Roberts. Back for Fisher. Cut out well though by Selwyn. Andrew getting forward after this one. In fact, it's Warman who's found a bit of space. Good touch forward. Katie Warman has her captain in the middle. Can she find her? Gets it across the face and gathered well by Freya Herdman, who was under pressure. Emily Andrews really bearing down on her there.
Wow, she might have just taken her eyes off it there for a second and took it the second attempt. And she was probably for the first time in the game under some pressure.
As Brew now clashes with Cowan. Looking to get the ball up was Wilson, but it's regathered. Now here is Luxton, who's drifted over to this right-hand side. Luxton does well to keep going. Cleared away well by Patterson.
Well, that was a great drive through, but the defence collapsed in around her nicely. Really took away the line she was running. Provided that fifth corner of the day for Cashmere Technical.
And that's another example of some of that rotation we were talking about. Luxton has tended to stick to that left-hand side for most of the game. Header comes in just wide of that right-hand post. It was Fisher who had the effort. Rebecca Lake, sorry. But like I was saying, it is an example of that rotation, as Luxton's tended to stick on that left-hand side for the majority of the game. Drifting over to the right there just creates a little bit of confusion. You have defenders who haven't come up against this player yet in the game. They don't exactly know how they're going to play. As Pelham does well to mop that one up. Gets it back now for Lomax. And here's Fisher. Sideways ball for Lake in a bit of space. Wilson. Powell did well to put her under pressure and force an errant pass. And Paul will be able to take this throw in now. Paul up the line. Cleared away by Wilson, but only out for another throw. Paul looking for her options, finds Hawkins. Back for Paul again.
Look out.
Now Cowan.
Nice.
Patterson. Put under pressure by Harris. But come away with it. Warman trying to touch it around the outside of Fisher. But Cashmere Technical captain does well to turn and get her body in between Warman and the ball and play it back to Herdman in goal.
Well, Lily Fisher, she's a player of a lot of experience, a futsal pride player, played for most of her career, I think, with FC, is coming up to the grades, played a bit with Paulswell,
Patterson under
Nomads, and I think even YMAC. So very experienced, and it'll take some undoing to get too many mistakes out of her.
And you expect her to be one of the key figures for the Pride in this year's National League campaign. She was excellent last year.
As long as she can stay fit, well, I just see her games just keeps getting stronger and stronger. She's a very
Luxton driving into the box, cuts it back. It's Brew, well saved by Irwin, who regathers it at the second attempt. And massive cheers coming from the Selwyn contingent here at English Park, here to support their team through thick and thin. 3-0 down, but Jasmine Irwin with a fine save there off Katie Brew's effort. Let's finish it now. Here's Warman. Managing to turn under pressure. Looking up the line, but Just too big of a touch and out of play.
Well, so this is a run of tough games, really, I suppose, or of significant games for Cashmere Technical. Today's, the semi-final was a big game, and then on the weekend they have Coastal Spirit, their old cross-city rivals, which I'll be very keen to get the better of. And of course, that following weekend they've got the Kate Shepherd Cup semi-final. So a string of tough games. I really want to put this one to bed and maybe relax through that second half. Selwyn, if they can get some sort of consolation late in this half, that'd be.
And there was a good little passing sequence from Selwyn there. It is out of play now for a throw-in, commentator's curse at its finest. But
well, it was an equally good defensive shape that Cashmere put in front of them. They really, you're right, they did have a fair number of passes, but I think when they looked up, they couldn't see any way past the yellow barrier of midfielders that had collected themselves in some good shape.
And another little sort of mini break again from Cashmere.
They keep knocking on the door, don't they, testing this defence of Selwyn United, who've got to stay resilient.
These last few minutes of the first half are always the hardest as a player, especially when you're 3-0 down. You just want to get into the sheds, refresh, chat to your coaches about where you can go from here. Still got 2 minutes remaining, plus a little bit of stoppage time in this half. Selwyn need to make sure they keep their wits about them, they don't mentally slip and get ready for the break, because Cashmere are always there, always ready to pounce should the opportunity arise, and they'll want another goal to put this game to bed before half-time. There's Paul, the line, won well by Brew. And now Roberts, turning well past Higuchi. Georgia Roberts, looking in behind for Stefan. Paul did well to shepherd it out for a goal kick.
Nice work in there from Roberts. She had the time, created a bit of composure, and had some intent on that pass. She probably didn't get the exact run she wanted from Stefan, but put it in there anyway, and gave her an opportunity. Good to see.
And it's been a lot of the difference between the two sides, as Tech have looked a lot more composed on the ball, especially since taking the lead and adding a second and third goal. Seem to just have a lot more time on it to be able to pick their pass. Players make runs, whereas Selwyn, every time they've got it, they've almost had to look forward as their best opportunity is trying to get in behind as Lake weaves through the midfield, finds Stefan, and back now for Luxton, who goes down, wants a free kick, chested down, Lake on the edge of the box and lining it up.
What a finish.
What a finish that was.
Absolutely outstanding work there from Saskia Pelham. Not sure that was quite the engineered move, but it fell to her. The right foot swung through it and tucked it inside the left-hand upright.
It's a fantastic finish, and it's an opportunistic strike as the ball almost bobbled. Pass maybe was intended for Annika Lomax in midfield.
And that is the curse of that last 5 minutes of the half. You concede one there, it can really hurt you as you head towards the changing room. Just trying to hang on with Selwyn and unable to do so.
As Higuchi now tries to find Warman on that right side. Winning it back well as Tech, and Fisher now for Lake. Well, it was Rebecca Lake's drive forward into midfield and potentially even further that opened up a lot of gaps in that Selwyn defence. Players move out of position. It's difficult to track, especially when a player like that is marching forward at you. Poor touch there though. Lake did well to mop that up before Andrew could get there. Now Pelham, the goal scorer for Luxton. Back for Pelham. Nice little players. Harris just misses out.
I'm not sure how many more additional minutes. We've ticked over the 45. I don't know if there's been too many injuries or different substitutions here. An opportunity for Selwyn United, some numbers, but lacks composure.
Well, Andrew should have been screaming for it in the middle. She was wide open.
I think I could hear her over the outside my ear. She was definitely wanting it. A great opportunity there for Selwyn. Goes begging, and the 5-goal margin remains. No, 4-goal. Something's gone wrong here.
4-goal margin.
We'll fix that up.
Heading into the break does remain, as Cashmere Technical do take this commanding lead into the break. Well, they have looked much the better team. Selwyn's opportunities, there have been some, but they've tended to come on the break, trying to hit Cashmere in behind. But it is the team in yellow, the favourites, who go into half-time with a commanding 4-0 lead here in this Morrison Mitsubishi Reta Fitzpatrick Cup semi-final. Kia ora koutou, good evening. Welcome back into English Park for live coverage of this Morrison Mitsubishi Reta Fitzpatrick Cup semi-final here between Cashmere Technical and Selwyn United. Cashmere with a 4-0 lead as we head into this second half.
Well, it's a polished performance from the defending champions. They really got off to a historic start with 2 goals to Katie Harris, and really put the rubber stamp on it as the game went on with goals from Brew and Pelham. Tidy display. It wasn't all bad from Selwyn, that's for sure. They didn't lie down.
It's easy to look at the scorecard and go, oh, 4-0 down, they've barely fired a shot. It's not the case in reality. They've had their chances, defended quite composed at times. Got a chance now, and here's Dooms, one of a couple of substitutes for Cashmere. Kate Loy, number 39, another, bombing it forward, and an early chance for Tech. Getting back well as Patterson. Scrapping with Jenna Wilson, that was. And the shot comes in, and it's just over the bar. Kate Loy with an excellent opportunity.
outstanding shot. It looked like it might have got a wee touch on it, or she just engineered the movement in the air herself with a fine strike that was at some stage there might have been destined for that top corner.
It wasn't far away, was it? And
well, it's well within the skill set of Kate Loy, who is one of the substitutions. We'll try to figure out who she's come on for.
One of 3 substitutions for Tech. Her, Tessa Toombs in jersey 18, and Gemma Wilson, number 16. The 3 that have come on at half time. And in fact, there's a 4th, as Darsha Kogan's made come onto the pitch as well in the number 8 jersey. And a 5th is that's Lara Wall who's come in. So Tech with all 5 changes made at half-time break. It's Warman now. Grappling with Hogan. Still going was Warman, but an excellent tackle from Darsha Kogan, who's just made her way onto the park. We can see Lily Fisher and Rebecca Lake in the heavy jackets walking down in front of us. They're 2 that have made way. Looks like Lara Wall has come on into left back. Loose pass there though, and a chance for Powell, streaking forward, but her touch just lets her down, and Herdman pouncing on that one.
So we've got Wilson and's gone inside on the ball now.
Lara Wall's come into left back. Darsha Kogan's playing the number 6 role. She might have come on for Georgia Roberts.
Doesn't help not having a 4th official here, but in out wide here, maybe Luxton might have gone to bench also.
To be replaced by Toombs in 18. Yes, I think you're right.
Seen Harris out there. So there's good players on the far side in the shadows for us, which we'll need to work hard to identify.
Kate Loy's come on in midfield, so you imagine one of Lomax or Brew has made way as well.
Well, stick around. We'll find out who's out there for you as the game progresses. Be interesting to see what the half-time chat would have been. I'm sure Selwyn, it's just a wee bit of start again. You know, because it is just a learning opportunity now, really.
It is. And
for a lot of young players.
I spoke to Captain Emily Andrew last week ahead of this game. She said, the girls were looking forward to it. They weren't having any expectations going in. Obviously 4-0 down is not the ideal result, but as she said, the goal for them, or one main goal, was just to see how Cashmere go about things. Their touches on the ball, how they weight their passes, where they turn to get into space. All learning opportunities for the Selwyn team, who are potentially looking for promotion up into the Women's South Island League next year. They top the Women's Premiership, likely to go up if they wish to do so. Here's Harris now. Inside ball for Loy. Turning back, lays it back for Kogan. Darsha Kogan switches back onto her left, lines up the shot. Irwin palms it down and does well to pick it up at the second time of asking.
Well, yeah, it is an opportunity. Test yourself against what you're up against next year. Give you a wee taste, give you a wee barometer about where you're at now and where you've got to improve on the off-season. If they were to go on and get themselves into a position to get promoted, they can and even apply some of the lessons here into the tail end of the league.
Gucci now in a little bit of space, looking forward for Warman. Wall got in well, and we'll watch this one out of play for a goal kick. Lara Wall is one player who Selwyn will have to keep an eye on. Contracted, of course, to the Wellington Phoenix for the upcoming A-League Women's season, back playing.
Well, what a fabulous season she had. It was outstanding to watch the carved up down this left flank in the A-League times, and the success rate from her crosses was outstanding. Great to watch, wasn't it?
It's always good to see a local player make that step up onto the next level, and Wall's been excellent for a number of years for Cashmere Technical and for Canterbury United Pride, and she comes away now up this left-hand side. Wall gets the cross in to the edge of the box. The only one there was Emily Andrew, who hooks it forward for Warman. 1v1 with Wilson. Tried to knock it past her. Claudia Wilson too good. It's Wall now. Tries to loft it forward. Patterson knocks it down. And hacking it away was Championship.
Well, Woman's been dangerous, isn't she? She shows a good bit of toe, and if she'd only just been able to get it beyond in there, beyond Wilson, she might have given herself a decent chance.
Well, she's very quick, Katie Warm, from what I've seen so far in this game. Every time she's been on the ball, she's got to accelerate into space, attacking up that right-hand flank. Scored a lot of goals for Selwyn this season in the Premiership. So certainly one of their standouts.
Wouldn't know what that's like, to be honest, being quick, but I'm sure will come up and test this Cashmere technical defence a couple more times tonight.
And Myers got in well to make a tackle, opportunistic ball forward, trying to find striker, and it just in the end rolled to the feet of Freya Herdman. Now here is Stefan. Loy in midfield. It's a ball forward. Getting back really nicely. Low is Powell. Little 1-2s with Cowan, who hacks it forward. Andrew drops it off. Tech with it now. And here is Gemma Wilson.
There's that space in between the lines that Cashmere Technical are trying to find on more regular occasions.
Well, they just need to not get carried away. At times in that first half, they were guilty of knocking it too long, looking for the miracle ball up the lines. You will have opportunities if you keep it simple. Selwyn now coming forward through Andrew. Gets it back onto her right foot, has a go, safely into the gloves of Herdman.
Tenacious work in there from Emily Andrew. She's a determined player, isn't she? And we're going to put up a decent fight. She was disappointed she wasn't able to find a bit of space where Freya Herdman wasn't.
And she's on it again here is Andrew. Looking for Warman. Just overcooked the pass slightly. Lara Wall under a little bit of pressure, has to scramble it away into the crowd. So a chance for Selwyn with the ball high up the field. It'll be, I think, Fitchett heading forward to take this throw. No, she leaves it for Hawkins. Trying to assess her options. Has Warman down the line, Andrew making her way up as well. It goes towards Andrew. Kogan scrapping well. Gets it back for Wilson. And now Loy. Touches into space behind her. Now Wall. Wilson, good. Forward. Has to scramble it away as Emma Wilson, and Selwyn have won it back.
That's a coach killer, that one. A ball right into the danger zone. It was just about outnumbered by Selwyn players, and not sure quite how Cashmere Technical survived that. But they're pouring forward now.
Well covered though by Selwyn. Now it's Cowan away for Hawkins with space to run into. Andrew tries to touch it back for Hawkins, and she's come away with it, the Selwyn midfielder. Couldn't keep hold of it though, and it's out of play for a goal kick.
It's interesting that the coach Shane Verma has gone for those full set of replacements, all 5 coming on. It's an interesting one, isn't it?
It leaves you really, risks. It leaves you vulnerable in event of an injury. Obviously, you haven't got anyone that can come off the bench.
But it does sort of really indicate the use of this game, or the second half of this one, at least as a bit of a training session leading into the weekend. The benefit will be there won't be too many fatigued players out there who have played a full 90 and going into a bit of a crucial Women's South Island League game.
It's a little bit of a grudge match as well for Cashmere Technical. Obviously them and Coastal Spirit have been the 2 top teams in terms of Canterbury women's football for quite a while. So big game for both of them as they look to finish their Women's South Island League campaign strongly.
Well, it does seem like the southern football sides in Dunedin City Royals and Otago Uni are the are running favourites there for the moment.
Ball through now. Toombs coming after it. And Irwin does really well to stop her. Well, I thought for a moment that Jasmine Irwin had just mistimed her run forward to try and mop up that through ball. Spoke about it a little bit in the first half. An enthusiastic keeper willing to come off her line, but that can present troubles when you get it wrong. Irwin on that occasion did not.
Got it, well-timed run as Toombs might have lit up as it was a great ball through to her. Just couldn't find the space around. And very well played from Jasmine Irwin.
Well, she has impressed me, Irwin. You know, she's very keen to come off her line, but confident in doing so.
Yeah,
Cowan scrambles that one away.
Lots of questions asked of her by this Cashmere technical attack, but all answered.
It was Myers bombing that one forward, looking for Warman to get on the end of. She's quick, Katie Warman, but she's not that quick.
Well, Selwyn, of course, no stranger to playing on artificial surfaces. They can't utilise that with the great facility out there at Foster Park. And they will train and play on regularly. Cashmere Technical, of course, we've got a home ground at Garrett Park. Many of these ladies are very familiar with playing on artificial turf.
And they train here as well, Tech. As Warman wins it in midfield. Looking to streak forward, trying to find Andrew, scrambled away by Wilson. And it's Lomax trying to bring it down. Cogan does so in the end. Lovely little play, and Kogan on the end of this one. Now Lomax. Forward, looking for Stefan, who knocks it back for Kogan. And a little chance maybe for Cashmere to just enjoy a spell on the ball, frustrate their opponents, tire them out a little bit. Bombed forward, Harris trying to get after this one, and it's well won by Olivia Paul at left back.
I'd really like to see Cashmere here just maybe expand the play a wee bit more. They're tending to just attack down the one channel, and if they don't just keep hammering away at that same channel, where now we can see that they're operating in different ones, and this could pay off.
Cleared away, nothing given.
Well, there's a bit of contact there that must have had the referee Yeldon having a wee think about it.
Well, no one wanted it. No one appealed for it from the Cashmere technical players. I thought there might have been a little bit of contact from Irwin on Harris there, but nothing doing as first change coming up for Selwyn here. Hard to tell who's making way, but
there seemed to be a bit of an injury change as someone's limping off there. Yeah.
Might be Daisy Fitchett. I thought I saw a number 14 on the back there.
Right. I thought it might have been 11. There wasn't a lot of digits there, wasn't there? But,
first change nonetheless for Selwyn. It's one you don't want to have to make, an injury replacement, and especially defending a corner as Kate Loy swings this one in. And it's just over the bar from, I believe that might have been Gemma Wilson.
Yeah, it was a delightful corner, and that Kate Lloyd knows how to put them in. Dead ball, a great dead ball player.
Almost perfect delivery, whipped in towards that front post. And nearly an opportunity for Cashmere Technical to get their fifth goal.
Well, Kate Lloyd, of course, a ex-football fern. Plenty of experience, and can pull off a decent strike or two to trouble goalkeepers.
As Claudia Wilson goes back for Herdman. Wilson again, under no pressure, can bring this one forward. Georgia Roberts, it looks like in the number 6 jersey, has gone to centre back. It's now Wilson on the ball again. Clipped out towards Lara Wall. Touches inside, skips back onto her left foot. Forward, trying to find Loy in behind, but mopped up well by, I think it was Cowan at centre back.
It's well read there as Lara Wall tried to exploit the inside channel. Good expensive play from Cashmere Technical as they try to work the ball around and create a bit more space to work in.
Here's Andrew now, under pressure from Loy. Ball forward, looking for the run of Powell, just too much on it. Herdman with it at her feet. Nice and composed and gets it away for Wilson. Now Wall. Under pressure from Warman, goes back for Wilson. I think you're right, Craig. I think it is the Selwyn back. Ball who's gone off is trying to get forward there was Toombs. Daisy Myers now in midfield. Looking forward for Andrew, mopped up well by Wilson. Now Cogan. Skip forward out towards the right wing. Well by Stefan. Fitchett gets in. Now has a little bit of space to run into. Closed down really well though by Cogan. Fitchett coming out to meet her. Trying to bring it under control. In fact, it was Hawkins. Now Toombs back for Cogan. Lomax. And Selwyn do enough and manage to get it away, albeit temporarily, as Roberts heading over to take this throw in. In fact, she'll drop it for Pelham, I think it is, who's switched over to that right back position. Now Wilson. Pass is cut out well by Warman, but Lara Wall read it well. Swung forward. Stefan was on the end of it, but she was offside.
That must have been a close call. It was a delightful ball there from Lara Wall.
It was Gemma Wilson getting on the end of it. Sorry, not Stefan. Yeah, and she just went a little bit too early, did Wilson. So a little bit of respite for Selwyn, although they would have survived anyway, with Wilson taking a bit of a heavy touch. Swung out towards the left wing now, but Tech have won it back. Now Cogan takes a nice touch into space. Happy to go back to Claudia Wilson at centre back. Loy wide now for Lara Wall. As Toombs down the line, opts to use her. Lovely touch inside. Kate Loy in a bit of space onto her left foot, swings it across. Wilson brings it under control. Nicely saved by Irwin.
Well, I'm sure that shot needed a wee bit more sting in it, didn't it? It was well worked by Cashmere Technical as they worked it down this left-hand side and able to get a good crossover. They're going to want them a wee bit better from themselves here, Cashmere Technical.
Well,
They've got to keep raising the standard, not sit and need to try to make sure that they add to the scoreline.
Well, it was excellent play up until the finish as Toombs found space, knocked it off for Loy. Lovely ball to the back post. And Wall in a bit of space again now as she gets around Hawkins. Cowan able to get on the end of that one. Clear it forward. Andrew touches it down. Powell with a chance to get on it. Wilson did well and goes back to Herdman under a bit of pressure.
Well, that's good awareness there to be able to be a bit more composed, to use the keeper to restart things and allow your team to get back into race.
Oh, that's loose, and Warman just couldn't bring it under control, and Loy now finding Toombs. Acres of space for her, tries to bomb it forward. Harris brings it under control nicely. There's Lomax scrapping away. Half scrambled clear, and Cowan able to come away with this one. Now away for Hawkins. Player down, Hawkins kicks it out of play.
I'm not sure that Cashmere Technical really need to resort to getting the ball in the air enforcing the issue a wee bit here. They're playing the ball well and getting themselves into better spaces and a bit more security around the ball if they keep it to feet. You know, using the angle passes to get themselves forward and into threatening positions. It just seems to be... Oh dear.
Oh no, this could be really bad. Selwyn
And picks it up.
Well,
This is a shambles.
She was tying her shoelaces, was Jasmine Irwin, and she'd taken her goalkeeping gloves off to do so. Didn't spot the back pass from Fitchett. Got there just in time, and it would have been interesting to see what had happened had that rolled in, because the ball was live. It would have been 5-0 to Cashmere Technical.
And a back pass that she's picked up.
It's a very good point. I hadn't spotted that.
No.
Oh,
Well,
the
a
referee,
wee bit of confusion and probably common sense has prevailed.
the referee has allowed it, I think wisely, and we continue on here as Kogan had Wall away to the left, goes back to her right, back to her left. Now does swing it wide for Wall. Hawkins coming out to meet her, and does well to shut her down. Wall gets the ball in though, and it's just almost smacked at and over the bar. I think it was either Harris or Pelham. They both went for it at the same time, and regardless of who got it, it's ended up well behind the goal. Maybe just a little bit panicked from Cashmere Technical in that final third. But another really lovely ball into the box from Lara Wall. And now Hawkins. Wall dispossesses her and receives it back off Toons. It's going as Wall. Helps to go back for Claudia Wilson. Now Roberts. Under pressure, just manages to keep it under pressure again, and Warman scrapping away. Forces Kogan across to mop it up a little bit.
When does it become time for Selwyn just to throw caution to the wind and try to get themselves back into this one? Or do they just play this one out as it lies and sort of take a wee bit of success of being able to keep Cashmere Technical scoreless for this long in the second half as a bit of credit to them? But it's surely at some stage it's why not? Let's just get forward and see what can happen. Maybe they've got a couple of changes they could make. I'm not sure what they've got on the bench to come on as some sort of impact. But
well, Chloe Pettigrew, number 8, she's an option on the bench as a striker. She's scored quite a few goals this season. Ryan Smith, more of a defender, can play at centre back or right back.
I'm sure that all the work that Emily Andrew has had to do up front as she drives through it and tries to get on the end here. She's had to do a lot of work by herself up top there. Sure can't imagine her doing that for 90 minutes, but now she's might have just picked up a wee knock also.
A little bit of limping, but I think the last thing Andrew will want to do is go off.
Well, you've got the captain's armband on for a reason. It usually shows you're a bit of one of those people that can battle through and lead by example.
She is an excellent player, Emily Andrew. Patterson does well to win that one back. Scrapping away. Cowan forced to hack forward. And here's Roberts on the end of it. Nothing much doing for her. Has to get it out for a throw-in. Not much movement on the Selwyn United bench. It looked like they're about to make a substitution. I'm happy with the 11 out there at the moment. As Andrew gets in well to win this one back. Now across for Warman. Scrapping away with Wall, I think it was, and Tech with the opportunity to come forward now, cut out well by Fitchett, and now Myers.
I'm sure Cashmere Technical would love to be able to play this game with a wee bit more ball security, and quite often, I've used the phrase scrapping away. we can control the ball a wee bit more, can avoid those scraps, be under control of it a bit more, get what they want out of the game. Struggling to do so in the last few 10 or so minutes.
Well, I think what they'll be wanting to get out of the last 20 minutes of this one is just a nice composed performance. Give themselves a little bit of confidence heading into this weekend's game with Coastal Spirit. They obviously won't want to concede. Clean sheet is always nice to get as a goalkeeper and a defensive unit. So that'll be the next task for them, as well as potentially trying to add another goal. They've been kept quiet in the second half, still only 4-0 up. They use the term only quite lightly there, because this is obviously quite a commanding lead, and the chance now for Toombs coming forward. Well done by Cowan. And Loy's won it back though. Has Cowan on her. Loy tackled and out of play well by Cowan. Now Wilson.
You'd have to say with the 5 changes that they did make straight at the half-time, sometimes that does take a bit of time to be in, doesn't it? But also give credit to Selwyn United for their efforts they're putting in. They've maintained their strong defensive, just a wee bit too strong on that occasion, but a good strong defensive display. One-on-one, they're matching, aren't they? It's just when they, maybe a couple of times there, they've got a few players out there, haven't they, Cashmere Technical, that just show a wee bit more composure, a wee bit more awareness of the time and on the ball that they've got. So I'll wait and see if that can really, well, Cashmere Technical can keep raising the bar, make it harder for Selwyn, and we wait and see if Selwyn can stick with them for these remaining minutes of the game.
Well, the biggest difference between the two teams has just been also what they do on the ball as opposed to off it. They've both been nice and tight defensively. Just Cashmere able to play it around with a little bit more confidence, a little bit more technical ability as Wall skips past Warman there. Gets the ball in towards the back post and it's just slashed wide. Although good block in though by Selwyn. It's out for a corner.
Must be there'll be a story to tell out there for a couple of these players up against Lara Waller. She was running around A-League standard players all summer, and now they're up against it, getting run round by her. Just they'll be able to appreciate the skill and talents of Lara Waller up close.
As Loy swings in the corner, glancing header from Wilson towards the back post, not cleared, and Wilson able to get something on it. Patterson shows it out of play. And like you were saying, Craig, it's easy to appreciate the likes of Lara Wall, obviously on that left flank for Cashmere. Rebecca Lake playing in that first half, but I'm sure they won't necessarily appreciate it well 4-0 down having to play against them.
Well, I don't know if you caught it earlier, Sam, after Rebecca Lake didn't come out for the second half. She spent her time, the first 20 or so minutes of the second half behind the goal, doing a few sprints. Obviously still part of her recovery, but kind of professionalism and attention to detail that, if you want to go to the next level, that's what you've got to do. As we see Lara Wall now drive in once again,
Cuts back onto her right foot and gets it in. Wall just headed wide by, I think it was Pelham, who found a little bit of space in midfield. Well, it's nice to see no matter the result, Selwyn are sticking to their principles, looking to play out the back from every goal kick. The temptation is, when you're down by this much, you just try to get it forward. Try and gain as much territory as possible and get it away from your own goal, but they're not moving away from that. Almost every goal kick has gone short in the second half. And Warman now scrapping away with Wilson, who comes away with it nicely.
Well, the shape hasn't changed either, has it? They haven't been allowed themselves to be pulled out of shape. They're returning to that as soon as they've got an opportunity to reset. They are doing so really well, and that's the kind of ball that they've been able to cut out.
Higuchi getting in well and now gets it forward. Herdman's off her line well to pick that one up ahead of the on-rushing Powell. Away now for Loy, who skips in past Hawkins. Kate Loy. Nice ball for Lomax, and Toombs has space now, bearing down on goal. And a really nice block by Cowan. Good challenge in, and the deflection floated up into the gloves of Irwin. And Toombs maybe just picked up a little knock there. There
was a decent bit of contact as the central defender came over, and Toombs just were guilty of not making her mind up quick enough and utilising the spaces. It seems to be
Herdman down with some sort of injury.
I'm seeing some players urgently going over to her. I don't know.
It looks like just a bit of cramp.
Oh.
Stretching that leg out. Well, there's a sense of irony in the goalkeeper being the first one to cramp up. And physio makes her way out, and both teams will just use this as a little chance to reset. It might not be cramp. It looks like
there's a Selwyn player down on halfway as well. This just I don't know. I don't want to be a negative naysayer here, but it was quite quick for the Cashmere girls to gather around their coach as the keeper's being dealt to, being looked after by the physio. It seems to be a bit of a coaching opportunity.
Well, they're 4-0 up, so I'm not sure what they need to be talking about.
Well, that's what I think. Maybe this is an opportunity, a bit of a coaching session, turning a game into a coaching session maybe, and Shane Verma, might be is a wise man and knows how to what's required in these sort of situations.
Just as quickly as they went in to talk to Verma, they're out again, and so we disperse.
Well, I think both teams got a wee benefit there of a break, a bit of a regroup, and we'll see what maybe transformations that might bring.
Cashmere have obviously made all their 5 changes, made them all at half-time. Selwyn, just the one. I think it's Melanie Shepherd who's come on to left-back quite some time ago. It's hard to tell on that far side, but I think that's her in the number 9 jersey. Walking back to position now. It was Olivia Paul who made way for her with an injury earlier in the second half. As we're back underway. Now through Hawkins. Challenge well by Wall, who has a little bit of space up this left flank. Gets the ball in. Harris back onto the left. And it finds the bottom corner.
Might have been just guilty of a wee deflection there in the end. Not sure if they're going to be able to give that a hat trick to Harris, or it might be marked off as an own goal. We'll have to wait and see what the referee says. She'll be in the referee's ear, no doubt.
She'll be talking to referee Simon Yedin. That was on target. That was always going in. Remains to be seen. But for now, Katie Harris can celebrate a hat-trick. She's been excellent today, every opportunity.
We'll give it to her up here, won't we?
Almost every opportunity that's come her way in front of goal, she's carried. Others have maybe been guilty of hitting their shot straight at Irwin, but she has found the bottom corner. And now some changes for Selwyn, as it looks like Patterson and Hawkins make way, with Shepherd in the number 9 jersey coming over to this right-hand side.
Well, it's been awesome to be able to bring you some nighttime football throughout the year in both the Morrison Mitsubishi Reta Fitzpatrick Cup and English Cups. This will be our last one, of course, and we look forward to the finals days coming up, which will be coming up soon. You'll make sure you check out the Facebook pages and websites for mainland football. You will get to see when those are going to be played. Of course, the date of the Reta Fitzpatrick Cup final will be a wee bit in the air, of course, with the Kate Shepherd's semi-final waiting for Cashmere Technical, and who knows, they might get all the way to the final, which will rejig things for the comps team. But we'll at a bit of daylight football back here in the Morrison Mitsubishi Cups.
Well, I think everyone loves a night game.
Well, it has been well supported by both on the park, around the park I should say, and on screen. So it's been awesome to be able to bring it to you.
And for the players on the park as well, there's not much more enjoyable than rocking up to a game after work, playing under lights at English Park. It's always a nice venue to be at and a nice atmosphere, and especially for these Selwyn girls, so they'll be able to take a lot away from being in and around such quality players as we've spoken about: Rebecca Lake, Lara Wall, Kate Loy. There's a number of very talented players in this Cashmere technical team, as Loy twisting and turning and manages to come away with it. Bombing forward, Harris after this one. Touched well around Fitcher, who she got around. Loy tries to shovel it on for Kogan. Maybe one pass too many as Andrew now. Tried to look for Warman. Lomax wins it back, but only as far as Higuchi. Nice ball forward for Warman, but her touch let her down. As Wilson able to scramble it, or just show it out of play for a throw-in. And now a chance for Cashmere Technical to reset through Lara Wall at the back. Switch of play finds Pelham. And Lomax dispossessed, but Pelham does well to win it back. And a little bit of a wayward pass there. Just putting an end to any sort of opportunity for a little Selwyn United attack, which have been few and far between in this second half. They had a number of opportunities in the first period, of course. A couple of good opportunities on the break. Cashmere have been a bit more disciplined on defence in the second half, although have yet to show as much of a threat in front of goal as Higuchi gets in well to win this one. Lays it off for Warman. One-on-one with Herdman. But just puts her shot too close to the Cashmere Technical goalkeeper. That was a really good chance for Selwyn to get one on the board, wasn't it?
Well, possibly the best chance of the game they had there, falling to Warman, who just couldn't find a way across and beyond Herdman, who held the ball well, but really maybe the opportunity was there to the far post for Warman, who might like her time again in that position. Can they set her up?
Andrew now tries to lay it off, but Tech win it back, and now Lomax. Dispossessed well by Andrew, who in turn is tackled by Kogan. Able to come away with it. Now Tech, as Irwin gets off her line well and clips it in midfield. Kate Loy. Warman puts her under pressure, but it's a lovely ball forward to Lara Wall on this left wing. Clipped in for Harris, who lets it go. Now Kogan on the edge. Lomax, who just has a little wild swipe at it, and it eventuates to nothing in the end. It was
uncharacteristic, the lack of composure in there from the Cashmere Technical girls. So really did have the time and space to create a wee bit better chance for them. First a loose touch from Kogan, and Lomax really, when offering a bit of space, you've got to take your touches and get a bit more guaranteed about your play.
Well, they'll love another goal, wouldn't they? 6-0 looks a lot better than 5-0 when you look at it. And now Harris. Trying to touch it back for Loy. Selwyn come away with it though, but Pelham gets in well to cut that one out. Now Wilson up the line. Too much on it and watched out of play.
I know Cashmere Technical have been dealt a couple of injury blows throughout the season, and one of those players, Denver Perrott, down in Dunedin, became a cropper, but has had her surgery and back in, and now off to the States to experience some football over there in the college system. So good luck to her.
Do you know which college she's at?
I have been told, but I can't recall right now. over on the East Coast, and she'll spend the first part of her college career in the rehab room. But it'll give her a chance to get used to that.
And there's always such good learnings that can be taken away from these girls and guys as well that head over to experience the college life in the States. It's a good opportunity for them to develop their football in a country with arguably a higher level than they'd reach in New Zealand. As it's all the way back for Herdman.
And Ella Jackson, of course, is another one they missed with a knee injury. She's also had her ACL give up on her, but she's had her surgery and is back out in the rehab room, and she'll throw her talents into her coaching for the Canterbury United Pride. She'll be in charge of as Cashmere Technical drive forward all the way across.
Here's
Opportunity
Harris.
for Harris.
Irwin deflects it wide. Jim's still there for her. Well won by Selwyn, who get back and scramble that one nicely. And still coming away with it. Mopped up well by Pelham. Now Lomax. Harris receives it on the turn. Has Wall away to the left. Touches back for Harris. Through again, tried to find Lara Wall. Appeals for a corner. The referee disagrees. Goal kick going Selwyn's way.
Well, only a couple of minutes left in this one. I'm not sure if there'll be much additional time required. Only a few Selwyn subs, wasn't there? And maybe that way injury break to make up some additional time.
Harris scrapping with Fitchett, and it's away, and it's Selwyn ball. Wall took the throw in regardless. Referee orders her to take it back.
Honestly, Wall thought that one had gone out already, but could have been handball where she picked it up. Back underway as Cogan and Lloyd tried to connect, and there'll be two players that will likely to be playing a lot of National League football for the Pride, I imagine, as they develop their side.
Now Andrew, a little bit of space, tries to lay it left. Roberts got in well and scrambled it away. And now a chance for Lomax coming forward. Wilson trying to get on the end of that. And Cashmere do it back. Lomax. Going forward here is Wilson, and now forward for Toombs. So unable to clear their lines temporarily.
Real opportunity there for Cashmere to expand their game from away from just taking down that one flank. I've got a good shape, and here we see change of angle to the game, but trying to find themselves different avenues of attack.
It's cut out well by Myers, and now Warman receives under pressure from Wall. Warman still going. Wall does really well to show it out of play and win the throw in for her side. Shepherd tries to cut that one out. Lloyd. Harris couldn't bring it under control, and Higuchi comes away with it. Kogan just about beats Warman to it. Back for Wilson now. Big switch of play looking for Pelham. With some space to run into. But to no avail. Lomax has won it back though. And now coming forward is Lloyd. Flipped forward. Harris. Can't bring it under control, but beats Shepherd to it. Nicely done by Melanie Shepherd, and just as nicely done by Lara Wall to win it back. There's Myers. Brings it forward for Andrew. Has Warman away. Really well cut out by Kate Lloyd coming back to get rid of any chance of a quick Selwyn counter-attack. Nicely swung out wide by Lomax. And here's Wilson. Toombs gave it back to Gemma Wilson. She wasn't there, she was on the ground, having been fouled.
Unceremoniously put to the ground. And this will give a wee set play, which Kate Loy might fancy her chances here to get on the scorecard. So it's well within her range.
Well, you'd think from the edge of the box, especially that edge of the box, that it'd more lend itself to a cross than a shot, but I've seen these fly into that top left corner, especially with the left boot of Kate Loy likely to step over this one.
Interesting here, the defence has gone deep, remaining right back into that 6-yard box. They've got trying to protect their posts.
As Loy swings it in, palmed away by Irwin. Half cleared for Lomax, back now for Loy. Touch back, now Roberts. Wilson. Blocked by Warman. Kogan tries to get on the end of it, but it only falls for Higuchi. Now Warman.
The 90 minutes are up, ladies and gentlemen, and can Selwyn get themselves a wee consolation here as they pour forward? They really haven't got moved into risking phase, have they? They really have just gone about their business the whole game, obviously taking some good valuable experience out of it.
Not long left in this one. They'd love to end it with a goal, but Kogan gets in well to win the ball back, and just out of play off of Fitchett on that occasion. Had Wall bearing down on her. Leaves it for Wilson, who'll take this throw in. Kogan misses out. Come away now is Andrew. Looking for the run of Chloe Pettigrew. Really well covered by the Cashmere technical defence though.
The referee once again having trouble with his laces. I don't know what's going on out there.
Can't be that much longer left, just leave them be. Bombed into the box, looking for Warman. Wilson heads it away well. Warman trying to bring it under control. Only as far as Lara Wall. And Loy now brings it down for Lomax. Knocked forward, cut out well though. Knocked forward and out of play.
Well, I think we have found the finalists for this year's Morrison Mitsubishi Reta Fitzpatrick Cup. Cashmere Technical against UC Football. Should be a cracking final and a real good opportunity to pack out the park here at English Park once that date has been set. I know the Canterbury University students will enjoy the opportunity to get out and fill the stands, as will the young and old fans for Cashmere Technical.
It's full time here at English Park. Spirited performance from Selwyn, but ultimately succumbing to a comprehensive Cashmere Technical victory. 5-0 the margin in the end, but the Selwyn girls will be able to hold their heads high. They have put in an excellent shift.
Yes, well, good luck to them in the remaining part of their New World Premiership season as they try to shut out and take that title. They'll take a few lessons away from this one, no doubt. Valuable ones indeed, and also good luck to Cashmere Technical as they move on to the Morrison Mitsubishi Reta Fitzpatrick Cup final, and also for their efforts in the National Cape Shepherd Cup semi-final in a couple of weeks' time against the Phoenix Reserves.
Well, before they can get to that, of course, they have to turn their attentions to this weekend's clash with Coastal Spirit in the Women's South Island League, which should be an excellent game. But that's everything we have for you here from English Park tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in. I've been Sam Coughlin, joined by Craig Crawford. Full-time score here in this Morrison Mitsubishi Reta Fitzpatrick Cup semi-final. Cashmere Technical 5, Selwyn United 0.